Look at your odometer. If that number is under 100,000 miles, your manufacturer already considers your car middle-aged, and they are quietly waiting for the moment you walk back into the showroom to replace it. The brutal truth is that most cars today don't die of old age. They die from what I call mechanical malpractice. I have driven my personal vehicle over 700,000 miles on its original engine, not because I got lucky, but because I follow a secret code that 90% of drivers ignore. Today, I'm revealing 13 habits that will make your engine immortal, and I'm leaving the single most important mechanical secret that saves you $5,000 for the very end. Let's start with habit number 1, ignoring the biggest lie in the industry, the 10,000-mile oil change. Manufacturers push this number to lower the perceived cost of ownership, but mechanics who actually tear down engines see the truth. It is the fastest way to build up carbon sludge and seize your piston rings. If you use full synthetic, 5,000 miles is your absolute limit. Oil is cheap, a new engine is not. Habit number 2 is the silent killer that nobody at the dealership mentions, the PCV valve. This tiny part costs $20 and is responsible for your engine's ability to breathe. When it clogs, internal pressure builds until your seals literally blow out, leaking oil from everywhere. Replace it every 30,000 miles and save your engine from internal suicide. Habit number 3. Have you ever noticed rust starting at the very bottom of your doors? The secret isn't the rain, it's clogged drain holes. Use a thin pick to clear the tiny weep holes under your doors and your sunroof tracks. If that water can't escape, it sits there and cooks the metal from the inside out until your chassis structurally fails. Habit number 4. Stop starting your car and waiting 10 minutes in the driveway. Modern fuel-injected engines don't need it. 30 seconds is all you need to circulate the oil. Then start driving gently for the first 2 miles. This warms up the engine and the transmission in perfect sync, preventing fuel dilution, where unburned gas washes the protective oil off your cylinder walls. Before we hit habit number 5, if you want to keep your wallet as healthy as your engine, hit that subscribe button and join our community of smart drivers who refuse to be victims of the dealership system. Habit number 5, the quarter tank rule. Your fuel pump is designed to live submerged in gasoline because the liquid acts as a coolant. When you constantly run on fumes, the pump sucks in hot air and begins to shave microscopic metal fragments into your injectors. Never let your tank drop below a quarter unless you're ready to hand over $800 for a new pump assembly and a fuel system flush. Habit number 6. As for your transmission, forget the myth of lifetime fluid. There is no chemical liquid on Earth that resists heat and friction forever. Change your transmission fluid every 60,000 miles using a drain and fill only. Avoid high-pressure flushes on high-mileage cars that have been neglected, because in those cases, the grit in the old fluid is actually what's providing the friction for your worn-out clutches. Habit number 7. Do you ever hear a loud clunk when shifting out a park? That is because you are resting the entire weight of your vehicle on a tiny metal finger called a parking pawl. The correct habit is engage your emergency brake first, let the car settle on the brake, and only then shift into park. You're protecting your transmission from a catastrophic mechanical snap that could cost you $2,800.
Habit number 8. Stop ignoring that white crust on your battery terminals. Corroded terminals are silent killers. They make your starter work twice as hard and force your alternator to overcharge, shortening the life of your entire electrical system. A $5 wire brush and 10 minutes of cleaning today saves you from a $900 charging system failure tomorrow. Habit number 9. Stop treating your SUV like a dump truck. Every extra 100 pounds of junk in your trunk adds 1,000 pounds of kinetic stress during every stop and turn. My shop has replaced countless sagging springs and blown shocks on vehicles that were simply overloaded by habit. Check your door jamb for the gross vehicle weight rating and travel light if you want your suspension to last. We are entering the home stretch, and the next 4 habits are the ones that distinguish the high-mileage legends from the people stuck on the side of the road. Habit number 10. Stop trusting the 100,000-mile spark plug lie. Sure, iridium plugs can last that long under perfect lab conditions, but in the real world, they foul. A worn-out plug causes subtle misfires that send unburned fuel into your catalytic converter. Replacing a set of plugs costs $60. Replacing a melted catalytic converter costs $2,000. Check them at 60,000 miles if you want to keep your exhaust system alive. Habit number 11. Rinse the undercarriage, not just the paint. Washing your car's body is about vanity. Washing the underside is about survival. One winter of road salt or summer of road grime traps moisture against your brake lines and frame. I've seen frames so rusted you could punch a hole through them with a screwdriver. Structural rust is the only thing that cannot be fixed.
Habit number 12. Never mix coolant colors. Red, green, yellow, and blue are not just for show, they are different chemical formulas. Mixing them can cause the liquid to turn into a thick gel that clogs your radiator and water pump. Modern aluminum heads warp at just 230 degrees Fahrenheit. Once that happens, your engine is essentially a very expensive paperweight. Flush it every 3 to 5 years with the exact OEM fluid. Habit number 13. Perform the engine mount death test. Foot on the brake, shift into drive, and gently rev to 2,000 RPMs. If your engine jumps more than an inch, your mounts are shot. Ignoring a broken mount lets the engine tilt, which snaps your exhaust manifold and stresses your axles. Catching it early costs $100. Ignoring it destroys the entire front end of your car. And now, the $5,000 secret I promised. The ultimate tool for car longevity isn't a part you can buy at a store. It's your sense of hearing. Every new tick, every faint whine, or a slight vibration is a cry for help. The amateur turns up the radio to ignore it. The pro knows that fixing a valve tick today costs $50, while waiting for it to explode costs an entire engine. Your car is talking to you. Learn its language. Ignore the dealership's wait-and-see attitude, and your vehicle will serve you for 500,000 miles and beyond.